Hey guys, how's it going? It's been a minute, but I wanted to take some time to actually experiment a bit before I made an update video on how SPIRITFORGED has been going so far. So this has been out for about a week. I was a little busy with Chinese New Year and stuff, so I didn't get a chance to practice as much as I'd like. But I have attended 3 Nexus nights, going to another one tonight, another one tomorrow, and another one Tuesday and Wednesday. So excited to get a little bit more practice in. So the main list that I've been using so far is this Tempo Kaisa list that I had originally put together in my video last week. I was pretty sure that I was going to be switching to Kaisa, and I was testing between the Control Kaisa version and the Tempo Kaisa version. The first Nexus night that I attended last week, I was running the Control Kaisa version. I always think it's best to test out the general public consensus for what the better version of a deck is before trying to test your own brews. So I played that. I went 2-1 at that Nexus night, and I lost to Ezreal. I won against Jinx, and I won against Miracle Sivir. I wasn't a huge fan of the list. It's just so slow. One problem that I feel really happens a lot with the Control Kaisa list is she has really bad action and reaction speed removal. So if you're playing against decks that have decent aggressive accelerate threats like Darius or Bushwhack and Miracle lists, or Pit Rookie Call, or anything like Accelerated Kaiser, or even Legion Rearguard or Sprites or anything, I find that the deck can really easily just accidentally lose, going from 6 to 8 if they have 2 Accelerate units, because Control Kaisa's action speed removal is so bad. It's 1, 2, or 3 get excited, and that's kind of it. And that's really really risky if you need to use them, and the same thing goes for if they are Irelia and they accelerate out a unit using Irelia and they gank over and they score 2 points in one turn. It just seems so suspect. Not being able to remove units at action speed is something that I think you need to be able to do as a control style deck, because it's just so easy to lose as going from 6 to 8. So the list that I ended up settling on, and the list that I played the last 2 Nexus nights with, was this Tempo Kaisa list that I was originally brewing up. It's a little bit funny because it's 80% Origins cards, but I still think it is a little bit better. Instead of trying to control through spells, you kind of just leverage good bodies, well-statted bodies and really efficient spells to be able to score points and keep your opponent's board empty. I think this list is better at competing for points, and I don't think it really gets run over by anything. I've played against Draven a few times, and I've played against I haven't played against any Miracle lists yet, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But this list was able to beat Ornn, it was able to beat Irelia in testing, so I think it's pretty decent. It's pretty similar to the Tempo Kaisa list that I had put together last Friday, but I will go over the small changes that I did. So I settled with some battlefields that are less psychopathic. Right now it's Voidgate, Reaver's Row, Targon's Peak. So Voidgate game 1, Reaver's Row going second, Targon's Peak going first. There's one change that I'm going to be testing out today, which is running Arena's Greatest over Voidgate game 1 and just shipping it as being I'm going to attempt to win this game even if I'm going second on Arena's Greatest, because I do think that my list is legitimately the fastest list in the entire metagame, barring maybe Annie. I've not played against any Annie yet, but barring Annie, I think this Kaisa list is the fastest list in the entire metagame. Because of that, I think that Arena's Greatest is not as much of a gambit as it might look to be going game 1. And I definitely want to be playing Targon's going first. So it would be Reaver's Row going second, Targon's Peak going first, and then Arena's Greatest game 1. So I'm testing that out today, and we'll see how that goes. If it doesn't go well, I'm going back to Voidgate. I think Voidgate is better for Control Kaisa than it is for Tempo Kaisa, but it's still quite decent for Tempo Kaisa. So we'll see how that goes. Other notable changes. I think I went from 1 Kaisa Survivor to 3 Kaisa Survivors. I think I went from 3 Hextech Rays to 2. What else did I do? I cut from 2 Wages of Pain to 1 Wages of Pain, and then I put a Void Seeker in instead. I went from 3 Noxus Hopefuls to 1 Noxus Hopeful and replaced the slot with 2 Ferris Forerunners. This was to patch up the Kaisa matchup. I feel like if you're not main decking Ferris Forerunner, like game 1 is like very, very, very difficult to win. I took out 3 Watchers and I put in 3 Singularities instead. I think Singularity is better than Watcher in this metagame. Watcher encourages you to play Bellows Breath in the main board, and I do not want to do that. It dies to like every purple list, and you don't really want to be making your Irelia matchup worse, and you don't want to be making your Draven matchup worse, and you don't want to be making your Annie matchup worse. The only matchup it's like good into is Kaisa, so if you're like worried about the Kaisa, you could just put it in the sideboard. It's like decent into like the rest of the field, like the tier 2 and below, but like even then it's like not great. Like I think it's like okay into Jax. But Jax is Counter-Strike, so you still need a spell to be able to get through it. It's like bad into Ornn. It's bad into Lucian because Lucian doesn't try to hold. What other like tier 2 decks are there? Like it's bad into Azir because Azir plays like Victor from last set. It's bad into Victor because Victor just kills it with action speed removal. So like what decks is Watcher even good into? It's like, I don't know, like I think it's like literally just Kaisa that Watcher's good into, so I've cut Watcher from the list, so I'm just running 3 Singularities because 3 Singularities is really good. It kills Miracle, it kills Draven, it's like usable into Irelia, but it's like a little bit suspect, stuff like that. So I think Singularity is better. I put 1 Progress Day into the deck. What was happening before when I was testing, so this is the list that I ran on Thursday. On Tuesday I went to a Nexus night and I had like the previous list that I was running before, which is like 2 Wages, 1 Kaisa Survivor, 1 Retreat, 3 Rays, no Void Seeker, 3 Noxus Hopefuls, 0 Forerunners, 0 Progress Day, 3 Watchers, and a Time Warp, or I think I had 3 Singularities back then as well. And what was happening was I was just running out of steam. I was running out of steam so badly, so I really needed more draw in the list. So that's why I went from 1 to 3 Survivors, and then a Void Seeker, and then Progress Day as well. And then a Forerunner just to be like a little stickier as well. I still like the 1 Hopeful. I was like thinking about this slot. I'm thinking about like maybe putting Rengar in, but I don't think I have to. I don't think I have to. So it's probably going to stay as the Hopeful for now. Sideboard is Rig, Thermo Beam, Bryn here, Unchecked, Time Warp. I'm like pretty happy with most of this. The ones that I'm not sure about are Time Warp and Unchecked. I've still played against 0 Miracle players or like Miracle Draven players that were like proficient at the game. So I don't know how necessary Unchecked power is into the matchup. So I need to see. I'm not taking out Unchecked until I play against like 3 Miracle Dravens and see how Unchecked feels into the matchup. The extra Time Warp, I think this slot can be anything. I have Time Warp because there are going to be some matchups that are like really hold based that you need Time Warp in order to win. So something like Ornn, where if you just like blast Tiana, they can't like there's 2 ways for Ornn to be able to win, which is like to just sit onto a point with Tiana or gank around with Shrelias. Either way, you need to be able to challenge the Ornn board. Time Warp allows you to skip that if they don't have Tiana, so you just run onto a board and Time Warp. So I think having the second Time Warp is nice. Into any matchup where they like to just hold 1 battlefield and then like gank over to the other side to score both in 1 turn and stop you from winning the game, so like Irelia as well. I think Time Warp is quite decent. So I'm running 2. I think this card can be another card, like it could be like a 3rd Thermo or something, or like 3rd Bryn here. But I'm keeping it as Time Warp for now, and then we'll see how it goes from there. But yeah, so just like quick update for like the results from the Nexus Nights that I played. I played 3 Nexus Nights. The first one I went 2-1. I played against Jinx, Ezreal, and Sivir. Second one, I went 2-1 again. I played against Draven, Kaisa, Draven. The Kaisa was mech Kaisa list. Let me just put that in, mech Kaisa, because it's gonna be interesting to check the Kaisa matchups and see how they go. Then the third one, I went 3-0. I played against Jax, Orin, and Lucian, and I 2'd all of them. I like keep forgetting to record my die rolls, so I'm gonna see if I'm able to, actually keep that up or not. Yeah, other than that, quick announcement. I am going to Vegas on Thursday. On Friday. I am not competing in the main event because the waitlist was just for the standard admission, but I plan to be playing constructed best of 3 for all of Friday, Saturday, Sunday, barring one sealed event that I'm going to be going to on Friday. Other than that, I'm mainly going to be trying to do constructed best of 3. I just want to test to see how good I can be in comparison to the actual competitive players that are going to be coming out to these events, and seeing if I'm actually able to do anything interesting there. But yeah, wish me luck. If you see me in Vegas, feel free to say hi. But I'm probably going to be grinding out best 3s for the whole weekend. But yeah, thanks for watching us. Have a good one.